Live, it's the Bison Football Show. Valley News Live and Gate City Bank present the Bison Football Show with head coach Chris Klieman.
I think the difference in the football game, really, when you look at it, is they made some critical plays through the air today at critical times. They converted some third and off schedules.
Well, the theme of the day, just win and forget the style points. It was gut check time for the Bison football team at Western Illinois. They got tested, but they passed the test. A gritty Valley road win. 17 consecutive true road wins, 29 straight overall, and 5-0 at the end of the day. We welcome to the set head coach Chris Klieman. And, Coach, it's much more fun to learn from a win, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. And we definitely have to make some adjustments and learn from it. But in the same respect, in this conference, you'll take a win anytime you can get them home and away.
There's no layups in this conference this year. I mean, over the course of the years, it's played out that way. But I think in particular this year, everybody's pretty good.
Everybody knows each other so well. You get to watch so much film on each other. Coaches know each other. There's not a lot of staff turnover. So you've got to be prepared every Saturday or you'll get knocked off. Yeah,
and Bob Nielsen's doing a nice job at Western Illinois. Let's break down the first half highlights of this ball game in Macomb, Illinois. It was cold. It was windy. It was definitely football weather out there. You know, on the opening drive, you get the ball, mix it up nicely, I thought.
What a great throw. This was into a stiff breeze. And RJ makes a great catch, great throw by Carson.
Now this drive ends up in a field goal. You got deep again, had to settle for a field goal. I suppose that's another point of emphasis.
Yeah, we would have liked to get 7 out of that, but Adam comes in and gets us a 3-0 lead.
Early on, the defense forces a 3-and-out. Things looked like they were in place.
Yeah, I thought early on we played well. We did a great job of shutting down their passing game. It was the rushing game we had a problem with.
Carson Wentz looked dialed in early on to Zach Vraw here.
Yeah, Carson's playing with a lot of confidence. He steps up in the pocket, throws a really nice ball, and Zach makes a good play.
The drive did stall, though. We show an incomplete pass here, and a penalty also on this drive forced a punt here, so the drive did stall.
Yeah, it did, but we were able to flip the field, and that's something in a windy day that we have to be able to do.
Now, they started to run the football at this point in the game.
Yeah, they did. We kind of miss a fit here and miss a read, and give number 2 credit. He was a really good running back, and he made us miss.
They go for a deep ball here, and C.J. Smith really just such a good cover corner, isn't he?
He's an exceptional corner. He's turned into an All-American type player, and allows us to really shut down half the field because he's playing at such a high level.
Now, a sign of things to come here, Colton Heagle had a terrific day.
Boy, he sure did, and comes up, fills in the hole, and stops him for no gain here, and a big play by him.
Now we move to the second quarter, still 3-0. Things are okay, but they bust a big run right here.
Yeah, we flat miss a fit. We don't get over the top of the linebacker. He takes a poor angle, but Christian does it. This was an unbelievable play to get him out of bounds and force him into only getting 3 points out of that drive.
Yeah, those are underrated plays, aren't they, where guys don't give up like that?
Absolutely, because Christian's our fastest kid, and he caught him.
Now, there was some adversity in the second quarter. Both teams were starting to turn the football over, weren't they?
Boy, there were some mistakes made by both sides, and Chase has got to hang on to that one, and doesn't help when you turn it over and they have field position and a little momentum.
Now, right after that, another good play by C.J. Smith, a tip ball. Esley gets a pick.
Yeah, great play by C.J. tipping it, and even a better play by us of chasing the play. We talk about always getting to the football. Good things happen when you do.
2 plays later, Carson goes downfield, and he's intercepted.
Yeah, we maybe get greedy here a little bit, but their defensive back makes a good play, and it's kind of back and forth with turnovers.
You know, the defense matched them, though. I thought the defense stepped up on these, quick turnarounds. Heagle and Littlejohn make a big play here.
Yeah, they get a little crease on us, and we're able to strip the ball out. And Greg Menard, true freshman Greg Menard, going to the football and getting to the ball and makes a recovery.
Western Illinois played well up front defensively in the first half, didn't they?
I thought they played well up front the entire game. They really neutralized us in the running game and did a good job getting pressure on Carson.
Now, right before half, you're getting some traction here. This is a 3rd and 15 play.
Yeah, great job getting out of the pocket, and Zach makes a good catch, and unfortunately, that was Zach's last play of the day.
Yeah, he got injured on that play. We'll talk more about that later. Now a 3rd and 10 play, so good efficiency on 3rd down here.
You're really good. Nice job by Carson finding King as an outlet receiver, and King getting the first down and getting out of bounds.
Now, normally you probably wouldn't try a 54-yard field goal, but it was very windy. Keller's been kicking well, has a long leg, and the wind was at his back here.
Wind was at his back. There was like 20 or 30 seconds left in the half. We thought we'd give it a shot, and then they ended up taking a knee on it. But I think he had enough leg.
Okay, it was a dogfight in the first half. 3-3 the score. 2 turnovers for the Bison. Penalties 5 for 63. Heagle already had 11 tackles in this game. Before we get to the second half, on the Gate City Bank hot seat, it's Travis Beck. Supply of food, what would it be?
Gushers.
Okay. If you could live anywhere, where would it be?
Colorado.
Favorite thing to do away from football?
Watch movies.
Are you a pickup guy, SUV, or a car guy?
Pickup.
What would your worst nightmare be?
Anything involving clowns. I don't like that.
You're not the first one to say that.
No.
Who's the quietest guy on the team?
Jesse Hines.
You like it 100 degrees or 20 below zero?
20 below.
Favorite thing about Coach Klieman?
He's a player's coach. He's smart, and he just wants the best for you.
He's a defensive guy too, right?
Definitely defensive guy.
Describe the feeling during the tunnel walk at the Dome.
It's can't describe it. Indescribable, I think.
Okay, Coach, that walk to the locker room at Western Illinois is a long one, isn't it? So you had to walk all the way to the locker room. I'm sure it was a pretty lively locker room with adjustments, wasn't it?
Yeah, we had to make a lot of adjustments, and you're right, you don't have a lot of time.
No.
But I told the guys I thought we were fortunate that it was only 3-3 because they had really outplayed us, and we had to come out and have a great second half if we were going to get this victory.
Let's break down this second half for you, and it was a fun half of football. Lots of action. Lots of things happened in the second half. It was only 3-3 at half, but we have some action here. They won the toss, got the ball, and they put a drive together early here in the third quarter.
Yeah, we needed to get a stop because they had the wind, or they were against the wind, and we were hoping to shut them down. We couldn't do it.
Oh, here's their back again. He's quick, isn't he, Baker?
Yeah, they caught us in a blitz here and cut us off, and he makes a great play and ends up getting in the end zone, and that was not a good start for the second half.
No, so now there's a 7-point deficit here, definite adversity. So back to the offense, 3rd and 10, one of the plays of the game, I think. This is just an unbelievable throw by Carson Wentz on 3rd and 10.
What a great play. Keeps his eyes downfield. The guys do a great job. RJ gets open, and not many quarterbacks in FCS football can make that throw.
No, we wanted to show you that play. It did end up in a punt, that drive, but that was a phenomenal play. Now here's a punt return, a big error that turned into basically a turnover.
Yeah, you can't signal for a fair catch once the ball hits the ground. All fair catches are null and void, and give Western credit, they hopped on the football.
Now, late third quarter here, it's 10-3. You start to move the ball a little bit offensively, going back to the tight end here.
Yeah, and that was something that we thought we could get on him, was some of the bootleg stuff and getting Carson out of the pocket. And Lucas does a good job of making a catch and getting a good game.
Tack on 15 here. They had a personal foul on that play, so now this drive really is in motion. Carson Wentz, underrated speed, I think.
Oh, definitely. He can really run. Great job eluding pressure there. And then he outruns the linebacker to the sideline and gets another first down for us.
Boy, this R.J. Erzendowski, too, this next coming play, he kept moving. He didn't give up. He helped the quarterback, came back to the ball here.
He did. Great job getting open. Good job by Carson, keeping his eyes downfield and making a big completion.
Now, you got deep here, did not punch it in, set up for a field goal, and they get the block here.
They did. I don't think Adam probably got the ball up high enough. We had a little penetration there, but we've got to be able to convert on this. We needed to get those 3 points and get it to a 4-point game. We couldn't do it. Give them credit.
The good part of this is they're pinned pretty deep, so if you can keep them pinned deep, that's great, and you do. They make a little bit of a mistake here.
Yeah, they really do, and we were fortunate. We told the defense we had to keep them down there because, you know, the field had flipped, and if we could get good field position, we were starting to wear them down a little bit on offense. We thought we could at least get that score and get it tied up and maybe get to an overtime.
So now you do get the good field position. You go back to the tight end here and take advantage of that field position.
You bet. Once again, we run the bootleg, and Vaudelin gets open and continues to move the chains.
Bag of tricks right here for Tim Polasek. You've been working on this one, huh?
We really have, and what a perfect timing. What a great call. But in the same respect, the kid's got to be able to execute it, and great job by John, and Carson makes a catch. We needed that play. It kind of brought our sideline back to life.
Underrated part of that play was Andrew Bonnett's blitz pickup as well.
He picked up the linebacker coming that enabled John to get the throw off.
Now, they ran the ball earlier in the game, but now we're in the fourth quarter. They could not run the football.
No, we did a great job of making some adjustments and staying in our gaps and fitting the run really well. And I think the fourth quarter, I don't know if that guy had a yard.
Now, back to the tight end once you get the ball here, and this is Andrew Bonnet. And, boy, when he gets out in open space, look out.
Exactly, same thing. We're running the bootleg, and they got everybody inside, and we're able to get a big gain.
Now, 3rd and 3 deep in your own end, it's easy to bail to the pass. You know, it's hard to run the ball down close. I credit Tim Polsek here for calling this play.
Yeah, great call, and we did a great job blocking, and then John, extra effort getting into the end zone, and lo and behold, after all that, we're up 7 points.
17-10, the Bison getting it done in the fourth quarter again, and then you turn to your defense, and they lock this victory down.
Yeah, we made a couple of really crucial plays in that last drive. They had a 4th and 3, I think, that Christian knocks it away, and did a good job keeping the ball in front of us. We potentially got out of the game there. Duds doesn't bring it in, but he comes back, I think, 1 or 2 plays later. He makes a great play, knocking the ball away on 4th down to preserve the victory. You
know, at the end of the day, it's a 7-point win. It's a victory on the road, and this league is so tough. Take it, hop on that plane, and come back, and that's what the Bison did. Heagle had a great day, 16 tackles, 8 yards rushing in the fourth quarter for Western Illinois. Wentz had another terrific day. Urzendowski is emerging as a star. Let's hear what the players had to say after the game.
Just really disappointed. I think we came out a little bit slow today. We could tell in warm-ups, you know, we didn't come out with the energy that we usually do, and I think that part of that's on the seniors and the captains, and we'll address that this week.
It's a great help as a young player, but you know, they were older guys harping all week on how tough Valley is, and we saw that today. And you know, their leadership's kind of what pushes us through, and us younger guys just kind of follow their lead.
You know, they're a great team. You know, all the credit goes to them. This is the Missouri Valley Conference. I mean, we went, 20-something-1 throughout the whole first 4 or 5 games, and that just goes to show how great teams are in this league.
For them to be able to capitalize on a couple of those drives was huge for them, and kind of got us off on our heels a little bit.
You know, they were playing great. You know, they were unbelievable. You know, all the credit goes to them. We had to go to a trick play to get a touchdown. That's unacceptable. So, but it was fun. You know.
It was tough, but it was good to get the win, and you know, they harped on it all week, and I didn't really necessarily know what to expect, but you know, now I kind of know, and you know, these are tough Valley games, so we're happy to get a win.
Exactly. Great comments by the players. Time for our Nodak Mutual Insurance Player of the Game. Our pick might surprise you, but this kid is playing well over the course of the last couple of weeks. Sometimes his plays don't show up in the stat book, but Jordan Champion is blossoming into a lockdown corner. He gets the job done on special teams. He physically supports the run. Jordan Champion is making plays.
I give the seniors credit with their leadership. You know, like guys like Heagle. You know, Heagle and does keep me going. I can speak for myself. They keep me going. So, you know, we've been in situations like this before, and you know, I've seen it over the past 3-4 years. So I think I have an idea of how to win, and I think the other guys on the team know how to win also.
Coach, we know how good C.J. Smith is, but I think Champion stepping up this year has been a big key to the success on defense, because you needed a second corner to step up, and he's doing it.
Yeah, I'm so happy for Jordan. What a great kid. I've loved coaching him, and Coach Klieman's doing a great job with him now. And he learned a lot from Marcus. And yeah. You guys recall last year, Marcus missed 3 games, and Champ got a lot of snaps, and so he's playing with a lot of confidence.
That's true. Now, I know you probably don't know a ton yet, but Zach Vraw, what about this injury? Now, he went into the game injured already.
Yeah, he did. It's kind of a foot sprain that we'll have the trainers evaluate today. We'll probably learn a little bit more on Monday, but we've got to proceed as if we don't have him right now.
Now, this R.J. Urzendowski, there's depth at wide receiver, but for a true freshman to step up in a key role and play like he's playing, it's pretty impressive.
Boy, it really is, and in a Valley game especially, and he came up with some really good catches, made some really good plays, and he's gaining confidence, and Carson's gaining confidence in him, and as we move forward into the season, he's going to have to be a real integral part of our passing game.
And he's big stepping into that Ryan Smith role. Ryan Smith had that last year, and RJ's doing a nice job. Now, rushing yards, I wanted to touch on this, the numbers. They got some success in the first half, 161 yards. Then they had 84 in the third quarter, but in the fourth quarter, 8 yards. So what happened throughout the course of the game to shut them down? Well,
I'll give our defensive coaches credit. They continued to make adjustments, and Western did a great job of attacking us in the first half and even early in the third quarter. They had a couple of big runs on that first drive of the third quarter, and then in the fourth quarter, we kind of played base defense, stayed in our gaps and our fits, and needed to get a bunch of 3 and outs to get the ball back to our offense.
Yep, owning the fourth quarter. That's what the Bison do. Now let's talk about this trick play a little bit. Now that it's on tape, we can kind of break it down. There's no secrets out there now, but the guys executed it well. You know, a guy who doesn't get to throw the ball a lot like John Crockett, it's easy to maybe airmail that throw, but he delivered a strike.
Boy, he sure did. Once again, what a great call at the right time by Coach Polasek. We were struggling a little bit offensively, especially in the red zone. And we've been working on this for a number of weeks, so it wasn't just something we drew in the dirt last week. It's been a part of our plan, and with all the people going to John, we knew that we had a chance to get Carson behind him.
And who knew? Carson has hands, too. He's fast, he can throw the ball, and he has good hands, too.
And Carson could do everything.
Well, that was a great play. Good job by Tim Polasek, and that was a key play in this ball game. Coming up on the show, we're still going to talk about Colton Heagle. What a day he had, 16 tackles, but Colton's also getting it done off the field. We'll check in with that story next. Welcome back to the show. The time demands on student athletes can be sometimes overwhelming. It takes a special kid to juggle it all. Colton Heagle fits that category. He tackles a busy schedule just like he tackles guys on Saturdays. In this week's Olaf Anderson Construction feature story, it's clear Heagle is going to do just fine in the real world.
Bison senior Colton Heagle is having one of the best starts of his career on the field, with 30 unassisted tackles through 5 games.
Colton handles things on his own. I mean, he understands the grind of the season. He understands what it takes to get all the way through to January.
The captain is really shining off the field as well. As a 5th-year player who's set to graduate in December, Heagle is only taking 2 classes this semester, allowing him to gain work experience with an internship at Gate City Bank's Fargo headquarters.
They've given me the opportunity to do a lot of different things, working with campaigns, actually creating a campaign, dealing with the social media pages. And that's the great thing about this internship that I've been able to do, is a lot of different things.
It's difficult for student athletes to land internships because they spend so much time training for their sport as well as fulfilling academic requirements. But for Gate City Bank President and CEO Steve Swantek, he knows that athletes specialize in teamwork and prioritizing their time, making them excellent candidates and helping prepare them for life after college.
Well, you know, that's part of the learning experience, that they have responsibilities here at Gate City as well as with the team. And also when they get out into the real world, they're going to have those same type of situations, whether it's family, whether it's the work environment, and other areas that may be tagging at them.
The safety's teammates give him a hard time about his day job.
You can call it Hollywood or, big money or something. Oh, look at you, stuff like that.
But he's already learned how to take his tenacity and leadership from the field and apply it to the boardroom.
Football and athletics in general can always correlate to a work environment or even after football. So I think the lessons you learn from athletics can always apply to a job or future in life.
So while the marketing major juggles classes, football, and an internship, those who spend the most time with him say they have no worries that he'll always get the work done.
There's never a day where he doesn't bring it. Never. I mean, he's always going to be a guy that's going to be the first in line. He's always going to be a guy that you can count on to bring energy daily.
For the Bison Football Show, I'm Jamal Spencer.
Coach, I think sometimes fans maybe forget that it's not all about the X's and O's. These kids are being developed for life after football, and Colton's on the right track.
Boy, he sure is, and he's really enjoyed his time at Gate City, and appreciate the guys at Gate City giving him the opportunity. And he's a guy I'd definitely hire when he gets done playing football and graduates from NDSU. Quality person and a great football player for us.
Yeah, smart kid, no doubt. In this week's Peterson Farm Seed Future Crop of Bison, we find a bright future for a young running back. True freshman Lance Dunn was taken right out of the northern Iowa backyard in the recruiting process. He is redshirting, but is oozing potential on the scout team. He was a star at Waterloo West in Iowa. He is excited about his development so far at NDSU.
I've learned basically the playbook. I've learned Coach Polasek teaches us to get vertical all the time, vertical. I mean, as in high school, I was fashioning everybody. I just go around. So, that's new to me now. And then I just been working, with scout team, I've been working a lot, going against the #1 defense. It's making me a lot better. And, I really love that. And I know all our guys that are on our scout team are getting a lot better. So that's a good thing.
Coach, this guy has a ton of potential. He could be in the mix as early as next year, right?
Oh, he will be in the mix next year. He's got unbelievable talent, great speed, and And Tim coaches those young kids as hard as he does John, and I'm excited about Lance's future.
How'd you get him out of Iowa, right out of the backyard of you and I there?
Well, that's we recruited him hard, and he really enjoyed a visit up here. He came up here for a game, and it just was a great fit for him, and we're excited about him for the future.
Yep, we're happy to have him, no doubt about that. Now, coming up, it was a wild day in the Valley. I mean, wild. We're going to talk about some of those scores. Stay with us. Back to the show. Well, week 1 of the Missouri Valley, I mean, it's going to be tough. I mean, you look at Southern Illinois, they hammered South Dakota. That's the next opponent for the Bison, but look at that score, 45-10 Illinois State.
Yeah, that's a great win for Illinois State at home and a tough loss for SDSU.
You know, there are a couple of other games as well. Northern Iowa goes on the road at Indiana State. We don't know what Indiana State's made of. Well, we found out they're pretty good. They're still undefeated against FCS. They only have an FBS loss, and Youngstown, nice road win.
Yeah, and the Indiana State, they held serve at home, and that's where it's hard to win, is on the road.
Youngstown State, now Missouri State had been on a roll, and they went down in there and beat them, so Eric Wolford has that rolling. Now, Southern Illinois, a good team. They beat Western Illinois. They hammered South Dakota this weekend. They're playing good defense right now. What do you know about the Salukis?
They're playing exceptional defense. I know Coach Lennon has taken over the defense this year. He's the defensive coordinator, and so we'll have to kind of look at that. It'll be a little bit different flair, but you know, having Coach Hedberg on our staff, I think will benefit us and help us in some of those respects. But another tough game coming into the Dome. Now, they've had their first 2 at home, so it's their first road game. And it's our first conference home game, so I know our guys are going to be excited.
How special is homecoming, too? It's special for all the Bison fans.
It's so special for all the Bison fans, all the alumni, the community. It's a great celebration, and our guys are looking forward to play at home.
Statewide NBC North Dakota coverage once again, and also ESPN3. We'll have you covered media-wise, Bison Radio Network as well. It's homecoming. Enjoy it. The Bison are 5-0, 29 straight wins. Southern Illinois and Dale Lennon will be ready to go. It should be a fantastic football game. It's an early start, remember, 1 o'clock for those homecoming starts. So enjoy the week, everybody. Soak up that 5-0 start. We'll see you next time.